Hey guys, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our speaker and get him started a little early today. And I want to say, he's certainly a dedicated man. He lost his wife on the 10th of this month. And, I offered to find a substitute for him. And he said she scheduled this date, the speaking engagement, and that he wanted to go through with it. I admire his devotion. So I want to introduce Pastor Errol Beckford. He's got a book, a great book, by the way, Make Life Work, and he has a new radio show on WMIE at 7:15 in the morning, and it's Make Your Day Count. And it's really a great program. He teams up with another pastor, and there's a lot of good meat in there. So welcome, Pastor Beckford.
Thank you, Bill. As Bill said before, that last Saturday the 10th, my wife went over there with the Lord Jesus. Amen. But before she leave here, she always arranged my schedule. And she arranged my schedule this time of the day. And she said, don't put anything in there. Because you'll be speaking to the man. And it's very important that you do, because you do have a word that the men need to hear. That's why she was so adamant to that. And she arranged my transportation here, everything. And Pastor Mike said, Pastor Mike, it's your responsibility to get in there. Make sure he doesn't put anything in the way of not being here. She even picked my clothes out that I should wear, because I was going to wear the shirt last week or something. She said, no, that's what you wear. Salt and light in the marketplace. Oh, yeah. He said it's an honor. This day I honor her in heaven. And I told Bill, and Bill says, do you want me to get a substitute? He said, no, that would be a dishonor. I said, no way. Because my wife would say she was a very strong, dedicated woman of God. She supported the ministry that I do. And if I'm whimping on something, she says, come on, dog, put your big boy pants on. So I says, come on, dog, I got to put my big boy pants on and come and talk to you, man. I'm excited to be here. How many of us excited to be alive today?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Excited. Listen to me, guys. There's no do-over. There's absolutely no do-over. Time for us to quit the plane. Time for us to quit that. Life is short, and there's no do-over. Once our eyes are closed, the breath leaves us, we can do nothing over. We can say, oh, I wish I did. I wish I did go to a men's meeting. I want to go to the men's meeting. I wish I did go. Let me also say this here today. We're going to talk about salt and light in the marketplace. Let me say this to us. When we come to the end of the journey, there should be no regrets. Right. So live our life without what? Regrets. Here to tell us. Live our life without regrets. There was two people that I admire in the Bible. Apostle Paul. At the end of his life, no regret. You know what he says? I'll fought a good fight. Right. I'll finish my course. And now I'm going on. Because there's a crown for me. No regret. Yeah, the other guy, the other man in the Bible that I admire and follow, and you follow him, Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. On the cross he said, it is what? Finished. Mm-hmm. No regret. We got to read that and understood all life is. Jesus come to the end of it. He knew he was going to die. And he faced it. And on the cross he says, it is finished. Father, I commit my spirit into your hand. I mean, he did everything that he's supposed to have. do. So here it is today. I want to talk to you. And I want to read two scripture quickly. How many times I have? See, my church, you know, they have to time me. I will go forever. I said, what's the heck? I'm a pastor. I'm supposed to speak. I'll go forever here. So what time do I finish here? 1:45?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If somebody time me, 1:45. You'll be here 1:15. All right. Jeremiah chapter 1. We want to look at Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 4. Let me read that for you. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Jeremiah, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, behold, I formed you in the mother's womb. I knew you. That's powerful. Before you were born. Sanctify you. Before the guy was born. Before the guy was born. He says, I knew you in the mother's womb. And I have sanctified you. We do ordination when you grow up and go to Bible college. He says, I have already ordained you to be a prophet to the nation. Now watch us now. If he was talking to me, if he was talking to you, we would have said the same thing. Excuse, right? All of us full of excuse. Every one of us. Angel that says, don't show your hand. we guys are full of excuse why we can't do something. After God tell Jeremiah that, you expect him to say, wow, that's awesome. You think he gonna say that? He did. He come up with a big time excuse. Then said I, how Lord, behold, I cannot speak. He said, yeah, that's all good. But I can't what? I can't speak. And he says, you know why I can't speak? I'm just a youth. We have all kind of excuse not to be salt and light in the marketplace. We can come up with it. All right? He says, I can't speak. No, hear what God says now. When you give him that excuse. God not taking my excuse, nor your excuse. Like you think God will say, okay, no. I understand, right? God didn't say that. God didn't say, okay, Jeremiah, look, Jeremiah, I understand what you're talking about. He said, the Lord says, but the Lord says to me, do not say, I am a youth, for you shall go to all to whom I send you. And whatever I command you, you shall speak. And then verse 8 tells us why this guy says he was making the excuse. Some of us make all kind of excuse. I'm too old. I'm busy. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a deacon. We're full of excuses. God said, don't say it. He's not. Hear why? Verse 8 tells us why he made the excuse. God just nailed it. He says, do not be afraid of their faces. Right. That's right. God just nailed it. He says, do not be afraid of their faces. For I am with you to deliver you, says the Lord. It's not powerful when we understood that. Why we are not effective witness. Why we're not making our day count. My wife helped me organize our radio program, and guess what? She paid for the first month. She says, I want to pay for the first month. Not knowing that she wasn't going to leave here. But she believed in that message that we ought to make our day what? Count. Because guys, we don't know if we're going to see the end of today. None of us know that. Just recently we listened on the TV, and this mom went to Kmart to do school shopping for her kids, and she never go back home. Check that out. How sad that is. Yeah. In Kmart. If I leave my house to go to Walmart or Public, I leave with an idea to shop and go back home. I'm not leaving, going here saying I'm not going back home. That's why we have to make our day what? Count. count. Better make it. How can we make our day count? Let me show you how. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. So we can't say we can't speak because God's not going to have. He already said, don't say that. So we have to erase that. Don't say I'm not the pastor. Because he said, don't say that. You can't say I'm too old now. Don't say that. That guy says he's too young.
Yep.
I'm just, hear this guy. If I can try to impress one thing on you, this thing here is not a storybook. This thing here is real. Right now. In John chapter 1 verse 1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. This.
Amen.
And the Word is God. Don't play with this. It's not a storybook.
Right.
In the beginning was the Word. This Word. And the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we can see the manifestation of it. So that's why our faith is so great. Oh my God. If I can just impress this on you. That our faith is different from any other faith. This is real. This is real. That's what makes our faith authentic. It's not a religion. It's a faith in God that is real.
Amen.
Oh, so that's why I don't understood why Apostle Paul, when he find it, Apostle Paul was so educated, so great. This boy was schooled at one of the finest universities in his time, at the feet of Gamaliel.
Right.
He was brilliant. And when he come in grips with God he said, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, because it is a power unto my deliverance. When he met up with God, you know that, because he met up with God down at Damascus Road, and when he really come to realize that God is really real,
Yeah.
and God is not something that you go in church on Sunday morning and philosophize. We're going to church and we try to philosophize about God, because that's what Paul was doing. Saul. God is real. And then he says, and I love his life. Read his life, God. When he met up back with his buddy who he stood with, King Agrippa, Felix, and they were brilliant. And he says, what's wrong with you? We know. He said, no. It was I, Paul, who heard the voice. It was I, Paul, who saw the light. It was I who, that's real now. And I cannot but follow that, what I know. So here, that's the key here to become effective, is to get the reality of who God is. Then we become an effective witness. Witness is not in church Sunday. Witness is not on the church that you join or the church that you go to. He never called us to none of those. I'll tell you what he called you to. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth.
Amen.
That's what he called. You are the salt of the earth, man. Watch what he says here. But, I always don't like that conjunction. In English language, you're writing something, and then you say, but, oh, wait now, there's something else. He didn't stop there. He says, but, if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then not good for nothing, but to be trodden out and trampled under the foot of man. I wonder why Jesus Christ used that commodity, salt, that we know. You want to convey a heavenly truth, and you use something that we know, salt. He knew, we know, that salt is good for preservative. Preserve. I'm from the country Jamaica, so I knew very well. And in those days when I was growing up, there was no refrigerator there. So how did my mom keep that meat? She used salt.
Right.
She used salt. And it preserved it. Just like the refrigerator right now, you keep it. So Jesus says, you and I are the salt at our workplace. Not a church. Quit that. Because we only want to be salt in the church. And when I said, hear this here. Think about the salt that you have. I have it in my house. It is in a salt shaker. You have the salt in a salt shaker, right? The church is the shaker. And we are the salt in the church, so we need a salt shaker. It ain't good. And my salt is in the shaker right now in the house. What is it doing? It's in a shelf. And that's what we do. We relax in the salt shaker. That salt in my salt shaker is no good until I take it and put it on the food. And that's what God is saying. Get out of the church. Get out of the salt shaker. Because the people out there need you. The food needs salt. Watch this now. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, guy. Follow me here today. If you never hear anything, you hear this now. Follow me today. This is real, serious. When our food needs salt, it doesn't taste good. And the food never walked to the counter, to the cabinet to get the salt. I've never seen my plate of food go there. Did you? No way. But it needed salt. And that's what it is. The world needs the salt. And we want the world to come to the salt shaker. It doesn't work. We got to get out of the shaker and go to the people and sprinkle on them. We got to get out of the church. We got to get out of our little circles and become salt out there. Watch this now. Why? We have no excuse because the food need the salt. And the salt will be attractive to the food. Wherever you work, there are people who need Jesus Christ. And they need the salt. You don't have to go and announce, oh, I'm the salt here. Because they'll know. They'll know. If you, wherever company you work, if you're a CEO, the people should know that you are a godly man. You shouldn't be no undercover. you got it, guys. You should never be an undercover Christian. They should know I'm a CEO of this company and I'm a godly man. So that when they have a problem, they say, you know what? I'm going to talk to my boss. I'm going to pull my boss aside and talk to him. You see, the world is looking for this. We don't have to wait. Just be that light, that salt, right where we at. As you pass about people, they should know. They should know. They're grieving. They have a marital problem. They get messed up. They can call you. Your neighbor should know that there's a godly home over here. Those people. You don't have to announce. Look at us over here. We are going to church. They should just know that you are a godly man. You live an upright life. And they can seek you out. And you have your opportunity. That's what God is talking about. We have one of the biggest church in Brevard County on Monday morning and it does nothing. You hear me, guys?
Yes.
We have one of the biggest church in Brevard County on Monday morning and it does nothing. And Monday morning the church is in the workplace and it does nothing. It's wait again, get back in the sore shake on Sunday. And we are cool there. And Monday morning, when people are busted, they really need help, but the church is there. But the church is quiet. Does nothing. Guys, I want to encourage you today. That's why my wife wanted me to be here. I want to encourage you today with this message. That's the message. That's the real message when you go before God.
Mm-hmm.
We are the salt of our business. You are the salt of your home. You're the salt. And then if they didn't understand what salt is, Jesus didn't leave it like that. Why do you stop? Jesus used, in verse 14, you are the light. So if they have no understanding of what salt is, they do have some understanding. They've got to get the understanding of what light.
Right.
Jesus says here, you're the light of the world, not the light of the church.
Yeah.
Take me a long time to find this out. I'm a pastor. It took me a long time to find this one out. And I'm not going to miss it now. Not the light of a church. Light of the world out here. It made me the light outside here. Light inside here. Light when I go to Walmart. Light when I go to Public. Light in my house. Light in the place of my business. He wants me to be the light there. And the salt there. That's where he wants me to be. That's where he wants you to do it, guys. And that's why this Thursday is so powerful, man. Thursday, you guys come here, get filled up. Ooh, but get filled up, not to go to church Sunday, get filled up to go back to your work and do it. Excited. You're the light. Jesus says, you're the light. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. And then he says, nor do they light a lamp and put it on a basket. Or do they light a lamp and put it in the church? Because the church don't need no light. Because we all light it up.
Right.
All church need a light. This is where it's needed. This is where it's dark. This is where we really need a light. Watch now. Get this one here. What Brevard County, Viera, is waiting for? What God looked like at your workplace? What God looked like as the CEO of your company? They're waiting for it. What God looked like there? They're waiting for us to show them what God looked like in your home. What God looked like in your home. My neighbor don't want to hear I'm a pastor at a church. My neighbor wants to see what God looked like in my home. My children don't want to hear that I'm a pastor, I go to church. They want to see what God looked like in me as a father.
Amen.
They're looking for that. What God looked like.
Right.
That's the real question we got to ask ourselves. What God look like? Can you imagine God right now? What God looked like? At the courthouse right here in there. If God was sitting there as a judge, trying a case this morning, how would that case be tried? If that judge is a born-again Christian, sit there. That's God. What God look like? As that judge walk in, and I really prayed up and asked for direction to try those cases. That's what we ought to be more concerned about right now. What God look like over there? There's so many people sitting there right now. And if they could say, God is in that judge, they would say, I'm going to get a fair trial today. If they could say, God is in that judge.
Sure.
Just let's let that sink in here for a while. What kind of like in the school? School just opened. What God look like in the school? If the teachers and the principal were godly, let your lights what? Shine.
Amen.
You are the salt in the schoolroom. You're the light there. What a difference it would make. You know, we complain. Oh, they take the Bible out of the school. But one thing, they cannot take God out of the person.
Amen.
Should we worry about that? Oh, they take the Bible out of the school. They shouldn't. They take prayer out of the school. One thing no government can take is God out of your life. It's not the Bible, that the physical Bible. God's supposed. If those kids know that that school has all the teachers are godly teachers, and they leave their messed up home with a lot of problem, they could, on their recess break, they could talk to a teacher. They could see God there in those teachers. That's important. That's my heart cry. That was the cry of my wife when she went to heaven. What God look like in these places? It's time for us to show what God look like in the classroom. What God look like in Viera Hospital? If God was the doctors up there, and God was a nurse up there, what would that hospital look like right now with those people that need it the most? One of the most touching words that I ever received from a man was my wife doctor. And Tuesday I saw my wife doctor, Dr. Amy Gervis. And doctor says to me, your wife touched me. And I hope, he's an Orthodox guy. He says, I hope she is praying for me right now. I said, God, sit there. Because he says, when I look at your wife, because my wife was diagnosed with cancer in 2017. And it was stage 3 cancer, already spread. It was in her kidney, that's the origin. And from her kidney to her lungs, right and left lungs, and a lymph node by her aorta. And it says the most she can live with this surgery is 6 months. And that will be very successful. She'll be very successful. They could prolong her life almost 6 months. That was 2017, July. She left this world 2019, August. And doctor says the only way she lived was her faith and her God. That's what doctor told me. What God looked like.
Amen.
That's what I'm talking about. It's in the person. It's in me, it's in you. What God looked like in us. Not my quest, not my teaching before I leave this world, is to help my brothers to come to this place. And it's time for us to what? Show God. My wife always said, don't tell me that you love me, show me what you really mean. Because it's all empty word. She leaves some great stuff with me. Don't tell me that you love me. Show me what you really mean. And that's what God is saying right now. Don't say I love God. Show me what you really mean. And that's where it's at. When we can show what God love is, then we can say I love you, God.
Sure.
Yes, yes, sir. When you and I can get to that place where we can show, oh Jesus, what God love is, then we can say, I love God.
Sure.
Because he says it in John. How can you say you love me? You don't love your brother. He said that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Quick. How can you say that? What God look like? When we heard about that guy who take that gun and those people who take those guns and murder people, those guys who do it, they're possessed by demons.
Sure. Sure.
It's not gone. You could take away the gun from every one of us in America. That don't change nothing because we'll find another way to kill people. It's a heart that man has to change.
Right.
That's the message. Because when we love God, we love people. We can't love people until we love God. And I say in my church, love God, love people, love yourself. See how I put to yourself? Love God, love people, then you love yourself.
Sure.
I mean, there's all this big thing about gun control. We gotta control gun. We gotta do this. We gotta do this. So we'll find another way to do it. Devil will make those people without God find another way to do it. Until we here. This is a good group of guys here. Until we here in the marketplace, wherever our surrounding, start to make that different. Until we start to show what God looked like. You hear my word here today? What God looked like. I'm telling you about God. Show me what he looked like. You know, we like this, like, God is this. Show me what he looked like. You know, when I was in college, first I do engineering. I like math. Before I do business, switch to business. I like math. You know why? Because math is exact. You don't have to guess it. That was my subject. I didn't like English and all of that. You got to read and try. Now, 1 plus 1 is 2. You don't have to second guess that. Math is an exact science. It can be 9.5. It has to be 10. 9.5 is incorrect. You're looking for 10, you can put 9.5 and say that's the correct answer. No, it's wrong. It's all wrong. That's not 10. 10 is 10. So I would like that. God is exact. That's why I love God. There's no gray area with God. There is absolutely no gray area with God. Don't be tricked, don't be fooled.
That's right.
Don't be tricked or be fooled here. Life is short. Then we're going to leave here quick. We're going to leave here. Whether we like it or not, we're going to leave here. And there is no do-over. And did I make my life count? Did I leave something behind? It's tragic to come through this world here and didn't leave something behind. A value that you affect somebody's life. That's what counts. Some people live here with a bank account, big bank account, man. They're gone, they can't touch it. People come and mess it up. They have no power. One thing, let me share this before I go. This is a great lady. She's a great friend of mine. She has a business. And her husband died around 15 years ago when her husband died. She came to me and said, Pastor, I need to tell you. Her husband liked to play the stock market. Religiously. And he was good at it. She says, he has his wallet. I could not dare touch it. She says, all my years of marriage, I couldn't touch my husband's wallet. I will never forget Ruth. And Ruth says, I was in the hospital and he passed away there. And she says, the first thing I went for. I know you said, well, this is so funny, guys. We're going to talk to guys. You're guys. She said, the first thing I went for was his wallet. I pulled his wallet out and I says, honey, you can't stop me now. Think about that. And it says that to say this, the things that we put value in. We put so much value and tight up on this thing. And we're going to leave it. And has no control over it.
That's right.
Has no control over it. And what we should really put value in, we don't.
That's it.
Yeah.
Isn't that, guys? You guys here today. The real thing. But we should put real value in. We don't. That's why Jesus says, lay your treasures in heaven, not on earth. Jesus tells us. She said, you lay your treasures. He said, if you seek to lay your treasures up here, you're going to leave it. I hear what Jesus says. Moth, rust, thieves will get it. But if you lay it up in heaven, they won't touch it and you'll go there. You'll go towards it. What a song thing he give us. Yeah, I'm talking to us because we are believers, man. We are believers now. We believe God. That's why we're here. And that's why my job. And that's why I tell Bill I will not miss today. Because this is it. I don't know if I have next week. I have no idea. But guess what? I'm going to make my life count today, folks. I'm going to make it count today, not tomorrow. I don't know anything about tomorrow. I know about just now. And what I do, I want to make sure it has values. You got this guy in the marketplace, in my home. That's where God must be. Not Sunday morning in a church. Sunday morning when I go to church, we all light, man, and Andrew said, okay, light to get brighter for Monday morning. That's all it's supposed to be. When we go this Sunday morning, we just go to get some stuff for Monday. It's like a charge. We just charge up. And we can't wait for Monday. Because, Lord, bring somebody to me today while I work. Bring somebody to my office that really need you. That should be it. Because he will. When we become the light and the salt in this world. Now, remember now. Let me leave this and you will remember it. Not the light in the bulb. Not the light in the bulb, because it was contained there. But the light of the world. Not the light of the bulb. Not the salt of the salt shaker. But the salt of the earth. I'll leave that with you. Because the devil is cunning, tricky. We got to understand it. I say, oh Lord, I don't want to be the salt of the salt shaker. Get me out of there. I want to be the salt of the earth where it's needed. Oh Lord, I don't want to be the light of the bulb. I want to be the light of the world where they need it most. Are you with me, guys?
Amen.
Are you with me today? Let's pray. Oh God, we are your men here on earth. You have no other vessel but us. That's why you put us in the earth realm. We're here because you put us here. We are in this county because you put us here. This is our place, God. Help each one of us, men here, today, to realize that we are the light in this county. You have no other light but us in this county. We are the salt in this county. God, you have no other salt here but us. Let us be that, oh God. Let us play our role. All of us men are not called to be preachers. But that's not our job. But we're called to just show Brevard County what you look like. That's all you want us to do, God. Just show Brevard County what God look like. How beautiful that we, the people that come to eat here, see a group of men here who are godly men. Because they can pass through what God looked like at Sunday barbecue on Thursday. Oh God, may you bless the men here. Oh God, I ask that you will sanctify each man and their family. Let your love and your joy comes from us into this world that is so thirsty for love, thirsty for joy. May we be better men after today. May, oh God, we be better husband after today. We be better father after today. We better businessmen after today. Whatever our occupation is, we be better after today. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys. One last request. Here it is. Help me. I have a whole box of them. I wanted to go to jail. That's where I want to go. This is where my heart is. I want the light to shine. I can't go in there. I'm going to preach. You can't do that. But every time the book goes to jail, I get letters back. I should bring some. How those guys says it changed their life. I want to know the reason why. Because they have nothing much to do but to read it. If they come out there, they won't read it. Mm-hmm. But they sit there, they have all the time in the world. Mm-hmm. And they can read it, and it does affect their life. So I have one whole box. It's 48 books in there. They're $10 a book. I want to send it to shops. I want it to go into shops so that the ladies in the middle there can get it. So if you can help me get it up there, I'll be grateful. God bless you.
Amen. Thanks, Pastor Beckford. Thank you for the motion for the word.
Yes, sir.
You had called me with it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, thanks for coming today. Next week our speaker is Kevin Wynn. He's the middle school pastor at Calvary Chapel, Viera. And don't let the middle school pastor title fool you. He is a great pastor, great teacher, great word. Thanks for coming. Next week, make your day count.